So I've decided to update my channel, or at least the way I start every video. I commented on MCole40's video. If I steal your format, do I have to ask for permission? I didn't say anything, so that implies that I can do it. Anyway, what we're talking about today is a deck profile. This is my favorite deck from Legendary Duelists, mostly because I really wanted to build Red Eyes, but Red Eyes is now the second worst price to quality of deck ratio in the game. Shout out to Tunes for being first. One day I'll build Tunes. One day. Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about a Cyberdarkness deck profile. This Cyberdark of Demise. The way you can keep up with Pen Magicians and Spirals, really, is you can either try to go as fast as possible to keep up with them, which that's risky business, or you can try to slow the game down, which I think is a little bit easier to do. But let's just get right into it with the monsters. 3 copies, Cyberdark Cannon, and 3 copies, a Cyberdark Claw. I like this card at 3, even though I really don't like Cyberdark Impact. I'm not even running Cyberdark Impact, spoiler alert. But you really want to see the field spell as much as possible. We'll get to that ratio in a little bit. You really want to open one of each of these cards and nothing else as far as the monsters are concerned. So you can discard here, deck thin, and discard here, deck thin. Cyberdark Cannon's really strong as well. Cyberdark Claw is actually not terrible when it falls off. I do prefer Cyberdark Cannon because it's just pure draw power, but Cyberdark Claw can be pretty good. Old Cyberdark monsters, just the commons from Legendary Duelists. I know there's ones for like $30, like the ultimate rares and stuff like that. I was really not that interested. 2 Cyberdark Edge, 1 Horn, and 1 Keel. I was running this at 3 of each. That turned into 3, 2, and 2, which is now 2, 1, and 1. You just really don't want to see multiples of these. The only time you ever want to see multiples of these is when you draw it with Allure of Darkness. But even then, you're going to be banishing a lot of monsters. You really don't want to banish them that often. This deck can run Ties of the Brethren, and it does run Ties of the Brethren okay. But I just don't think that these two are good enough to merit Ties of the Brethren. But Cyberdark Edge, just the fact that you can have a 3k beat stick that can just attack directly every turn, it puts your opponent on an immediate clock. Let's get right into the spells. A lot of spells. 2 copies of Cyberdark, 3 copies of Cyberdark Inferno, and 2 copies of Terraforming. The field spell is literally the best card in the deck. 3 Allure, 3 Duality, 1 Common Version, and 3 Proxied card Demises. I really like all these. Maybe Allure of Darkness could go down to 2, maybe even to 1. But you definitely want to run Allure of Darkness. You want to optimize the most amount of draw power as possible. Like if you open these 3 cards, Claw and Cannon, you actually open pretty dang well. They're all just really good. You rarely ever special summon. You do special summon, but you rarely ever special summon. So card Demise and Pod Duality, it's not super terrible. And it really can just get you there. It really can. I'm also running equip spells. I'm running, in my opinion, the best equip spells in the game. 3 copies of United We Stand, and 3 copies of Moon Mirror Shield. The reason I'm running this is if you read Cyberdark Inferno's effect, it says, Cyberdark effect monsters, you control that are equipped with equipped cards can't be destroyed by opponent's card effect. Also, they can't be targeted by opponent's card effects. So, if they're equipped with these, now all of a sudden, if they're equipped with Moon Mirror Shield, all of a sudden, your 3k beat stick essentially can't be destroyed by battle. And then with United We Stand, all of a sudden your 3k beat stick can turn into a 4k beat stick, then into a 5k beat stick that can just attack directly, can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Like, it becomes really strong, really fast with all these cards. I don't know why I keep saying all of a sudden, but that's just kind of how it is. For the final spells, 1 Foolish and 1 Overload Fusion. Overload Fusion is just a really late game card. It is searchable by the field spell. That is why it is at 1, and you don't obviously want to activate it when you draw, or when you activate Pod Duality or Card Demise, but it is still a really good spell. Foolish is really good. You don't really need a deck thin super much, so it's actually not terrible at just 1. The Overload Fusion's in a different sleeve, and it's bothering me. But there are still traps. The traps are what you'd expect. 1 Warning, 1 Strike. I don't think you get a hold of a Strike. I probably would run it at another one if I did get another Strike. I'd probably cut one of these for a Strike. But Lost Wind can essentially do the same thing that Strike can do. It's just a really good defensive card. I think a lot of people forgot about it, and I just noticed they're different rarities. Like, obviously, it's affecting the graveyard. It's probably my favorite thing about it is because it's essentially, you run 3 Lost Wind, you're essentially running 6 Lost Wind. But Strike does have its playabilities as well. 2 copies of Lose One Turn. This is one of the better cards in the meta, in my opinion. It's just really strong. Like, let's say you're facing, a Trickstar is just not the greatest against, but let's say you're facing ABC Dragon Buster, or even Invoked. They activate Invocation, you flip up Lose One Turn. They activate Gold Gadget effect. You activate lose 1 turn. It's one of the best cards in the deck. And then the final trap card is Starlight Road. When you're running a back row heavy deck, especially because you're running so many equipped spells that it can be really good targets for it. And let's say your opponent activates Twin Twisters and tries to destroy your Inferno and your back row. You can just Starlight Road, get it free, level 8 beat stick. I'm not running a side deck, like I said, I didn't take this to an event, that's why I have a proxy in it. For the extra deck, I'm just running these. You know, I'm not really going to run these in any decks. You know, you got Fight for Tiger. It was just all the Fight for cards, actually. I think there's 2 Sabertooths in here. And then Destiny and Dragoon. This guy's broken. I don't know if you know that. He's crazy. But the extra deck really doesn't matter. I'm not running Cyberdark Dragon because he's too expensive for how bad he is. I am running 2 copies of Cyberdarkness Dragon. I wanted to run 2, even though I'm only running 1 Overload Fusion. I did want to run 2, though, in case one gets out and I could just summon another one. And then obviously 1 Stardust Dragon for the Starlight Road. That's it for the deck profile. Click that like button, click that subscribe button. Like I said, if you want to see a specific deck profiled, just let me know in the comment section down below, and then make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. But have a great day.